Hello and welcome to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. This time we're looking at the FIFA 2022 World Cup. Just 4 teams left, those in the final and the third place playoff as well. My name is Joe, and joining me as usual to find the toughest tacklers, the slickest passers and sharpest shooters is Tom Freeman, Fantasy Football Scout's Deputy Editor. Tom, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks, Joe. Had a good match day 6. I think I got 81 points in the official FIFA game, so up to 744th overall now. So hoping for a good finish and maybe a top 500, which would be nice. So yeah, all good.
Okay, excellent. Do press that like button, everyone, and do press subscribe as well, so that you can keep up to date with all our latest videos and podcasts, especially if you play FPL, because game week 17 is on. I've just been doing a live stream with revealing my team for that. So do have a look at that, and do have a look at all the other videos. Now, Tom, before we look at the best picks, with an eye on the official game and Sky for the finals and the third place playoff, which of course we can all count towards points.
Yep.
Understand you got a few words to say about TalkSport. It's about the fan zone still.
Yeah, so TalkSport Fan Zone, the World Cup one. Said it a few times now, Under the Arches, Waterloo. Now, they're showing both games this weekend, the Saturday and the Sunday games, and they're on giant TVs. It's a good venue. It's a great atmosphere. So if you are in and around London and you're looking for a venue to watch the games, I'd recommend it. Have a look. I think there's probably a bit more info in the description below, and I've got a feeling tomorrow's one is free to get into.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're in London and yeah, you want a good venue to watch the games, yeah, head along.
Okay, let's have a look at these fixtures then. So once again, like with the semi-finals, 4 teams left, but they're in different order. So let's have a look at these fixtures. So on Saturday, the 17th December, we've got Croatia against Morocco for that third place playoff. How do you think this is going to play out? Because some teams really like this. They can be the third top team in the competition, and some like I remember Belgium doing it a while ago. It's just a chance to field some of your fringe players as well. So, which of the popular players that we have, the likes of Modric or Hakimi or Ziyech from Morocco, who do you think's actually going to play for this game?
Well, firstly, history suggests there'll probably be more goals in this one compared to the final. I don't think that happened in the last World Cup, but I think Neil ran a bit of analysis on his scout notes the other night, and I think in the last 10, I think 9 of them, the third place playoff has been where to target the goals. So, but there's going to be rotation, isn't there?
Yeah.
But the good thing is with the official FIFA game is we can wait for the lineups to come out and then react. So more than ever, that's the thing to do this time. Because there could be 1 or 2 little differentials which sneak in, and if you know they're starting, it's obviously safer picks. We've already heard this morning that I think Juranovic and Sosa, the Croatia the fullbacks, and Brozovic are doubts going into this one. So they'll probably be relatively highly owned, certainly the fullbacks. So that's something to be aware of. But regardless of that, I fancy Morocco for this one. I think they're going to be really up for this one. I think the stadiums have been packed with their fans. And I think they'll really want to be, they're the first African team to reach the semis, and I think they'll want to get third place for it. They've had the stronger defence of the 2 sides so far. Okay. They've only conceded 3, kept 4 clean sheets along the way. So I think Morocco attack looks good for this one. Ziyech, I've been mentioned him a few times on these videos, Joe, but I like him again if he plays. And Hakimi, it's that right side. Yeah. And Croatia have actually conceded twice as many chances from their left flank than their right flank. So assists for those 2 guys look good on Saturday, tomorrow. Well, that's good. I like them. And I
was going to say one of the players I brought in for the semi-finals was Hakimi. I wanted to bring a defender in, and I thought just with this in mind. So what you've just said there has just really helped me. So hopefully he could be a good captain for me. I've got Modric. Well.
We've got to pick a captain for this day in the official FIFA game. You've got to have one for Saturday, one for Sunday. So I think the Morocco players, I think Hakimi or Ziyech look great for that. If you want a differential, there's Boufal on the other flank who's looked good. It does get taken off quite early in matches. You might only get 65 minutes out of him if he starts, that is. But he could be good. I don't want to write off Croatia completely either. I mean, if you get the lineups and Perisic and Modric are going to play, never going to be bad options. So again, you could go there.
I think if Modric's not playing, I'll captain Hakimi, and I might leave it at that. And because I've only got one non-player Stones left, so I've got 3 transfers. Like in the Sky game, I've got 3 transfers. I know it'd be different in the official game, but I'll be looking at replacing Stones, obviously, and hopefully Hakimi and Modric in the final, so I can really max out and just use all 3 there. But if Modric's not there, I'd be tempted by Ziyech. Yeah, I think I would be as a potentially a better captain than Hakimi. I don't know.
Yeah, I would probably go if we think there's going to be goals in this one.
That's
and
what...
I think that I think I'll probably favour Ziyech. Modric as well. I kind of had my doubts if he would start because there was some talk of this being his last game for Croatia, but now I think my understanding is that he's going to play in the Nations League games. So it might not be like a swan song. It might be a match that he's kind of given limited minutes for. Maybe it's really hard to call. But look, we don't need to stress about it too much. Just check the lineups an hour and a half before kick-off tomorrow, and then make your picks.
Well, we'll go through some stats in a minute to help people to make those sort of last-minute moves once they see the team sheets. If some of the players they've got for this are out, they can swap there, or they can hold those transfers for the Argentina-France game, perhaps. Looking at the big fixture, the biggie, Argentina against France. How do you see this one going? And in terms of sort of, okay, we're going to all have Messi and Mbappe. I mean, that just goes without saying. But who else? And how do you think it's going to go? You know, who could get a clean sheet? Is there going to be a lot of goals? What do you think?
It's a tough one to call, this, isn't it, Joe? And the bookies are finding it hard as well to split them. I think France are the slight favourites last time I looked, but I think Argentina have got the stronger defence than France. They both conceded 5 in this tournament, but Argentina have actually only conceded 1 big chance throughout the whole tournament, which is quite frankly ridiculous.
That's a stat,
given that they played 6. Yeah, whereas France have conceded 9. Got to take into account opposition, of course, but I think Argentina have been the more solid defence so far. So I think getting some attacking Argentinian players in is a good shout. Messi's a no-brainer, of course. That third spot in the official FIFA game is really interesting. Everybody's got Messi, everybody's got Mbappe, but then that third spot, it's either Alvarez or Giroud. Who are the obvious ones. So whoever you think is going to win this game, whoever's going to score the most goals, I'd go for that forward. I've got Alvarez because I think Argentina will win. Yeah. You might think France, go for Giroud. But if you want to go, if you want to go down differential route, there is Griezmann and Dembele as well.
Yeah, I got Alvarez in for the semi-finals. I was so happy. It was amazing. Completely exceeded my expectations. But thanks to you as well, I got Hernandez in as from France, and I could when France scored, I had to sort of double take. I was like, wow, have I actually timed this correctly?
One of my picks has actually come off.
You've been he did get the points in early on, and then he impressed but didn't get the points for a number of matches. But you kept plugging away, and eventually I went for him. So Hernandez once again another option there because as we've seen, gets those attacking returns.
And then midfield is this problem area in the official games, and it's even more so now in the final. I think you need an Argentinian midfielder, and I would, having watched the semi, I'd probably go McAllister. He was a little bit more advanced than the others. He had a couple of good chances. You're donning the Brighton scarf, Joe. So let's go McAllister.
Thanks I'm in partly because it's cold, partly because I've just done an FPL video because it was on, and the third reason, and most important in this one, is that McAllister, Brighton have, in the first time in their 100 and whatnot year history, have a World Cup finalist in their ranks. Incredible. I remember getting excited when Steve Fozzie Foster was named got an England call up in the late 80s, mid 80s. But now we could have a World Cup winner in our team, which is incredible, deserving of a scarf.
Yes, same goes for Villa with Emi Martinez. So between us, we're doing okay. A couple of representatives. So that's great. We'll be back in Argentina.
You've had some World Cup finalists, winners over the years, Villa, surely.
Well, my earliest memory of supporting Villa was in Italia '90 when David Platt made a bit of an impact in the knockout round with that extra time goal. I think it was a late one, wasn't it? Yeah. So yeah, we've had a few, but it's great to see Emmy in the final.
Yeah.
And just going back to the Pigs as well. If Rabiot is fit for France, another midfield option, and then at the back, in terms of the defences, we think Acuna's going to come back in for Argentina at fullback, but I like Molina on the other flank. I'll speak about him a bit later, but he's a good pick. Theo Hernandez, like you said. But if Rabiot does miss out, Fofana came in the other day. Now, he's classified as a defender in the official FIFA game. He played in central midfield, so he's out of position. It's only 5 million, and he had a couple of shots in the box against Morocco. So that's not, if you see the lineups and he's playing out of position, it's not a terrible kind of differential shout. But those are, I think we've pretty much gone through all the key picks there. And just make sure you get a bit of Brighton and Villa coverage in there.
Definitely, yeah. So we're basically supporting Argentina then. So that's the way it goes. Let's have a look at some stats. These are the best stats per 90 so far, ahead of the finals. I've called them because it's the third place playoff. I can't just say final. It's 2 games. So Hernandez top, your man there, a chance. 2.23 chances created per 90. That shows his stats there. Successful passes is 43 per 90. So nearly there, nearly getting these top bonus passes for Sky. Not quite, but
What's the target to hit
60
in the Sky game? Okay, so
60. So he's a bit far.
That's why you like Otamendi so much.
Otamendi,
right?
yeah. That's why people are saying, why are you picking Otamendi? Because as we can see in this table here, he got 70. You get more bonus for 70 passes as well.
Okay.
So his tackles tier 1.
So it's the centre backs.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we were talking earlier in the season when we had the who was it now? Was it this? It was Spain. Some of the Spain.
Rodri, wasn't it?
Rodri was racking up 200 successful passes a match, and people who watching can see here that Otamendi's amazing at 70 per match, but Rodri is 200. So anyway, Hernandez, you great option. And then for Croatia, Juranovic and Barisic, if we think they're going to play. Argentina gets some coverage here for best defenders. Molina, he is creating a chance every 0.54. 0.54 chance per 90 rather, so that's quite good for that sort of defender. Hakimi from Morocco, Kanate at France. Worth mentioning that Kanate is good for tackling in Sky as well. And then you've got Agued from Morocco again. I don't know if he'll play. I don't know why I've got it in my head that he's injured, but
well, they've had quite a few injuries at the back, Morocco, in the past couple of rounds. So again, wait and see with the lineup with that.
But yeah, Otamendi there. So Hernandez, Molina, Otamendi, Hakimi, they look like the key ones there. Really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Passing. So midfielders, you get, I say passing, and then assisting, and then even scoring. To top here in terms of chances created per 90 is McAllister. With his 1.39 chances created per 90 there. So McAllister looking like a good, solid midfield option there. Kavicic at Croatia, and then DePaul rather at Argentina. Once again, he's also good for successful passes per 90, which is great for Sky. Tukamani at France, once again good for successful passes, also creating chances. Ziyech at Morocco, not so good for successful passes, but he is creating chances. And then you got Fernandez. It's got some also rans here for chance creation, but good for successful passes. Fernandez, Modric, they're hitting that 60 tier in Sky. And then you've got Morocco, you've got a bit of Argentina, a bit of France, a bit of Rabiot, but I think Rabiot, not sure he's going to play. Hopefully he will for those that own him. Some options here, but this is you're going to get lucky, like a Tukamani goal or something like that. I think.
Yeah, it's really difficult midfield. I mean, I think there's probably three or four of these guys who will go in our. We were looking at the scout picks earlier on today, and it's really difficult. But I do think that probably three or four of these guys will be in there. And yeah, McAllister, we mentioned him earlier. You know, take your pick in the Argentina midfield. There's De Paul as well, and Fernandez, Enzo Fernandez, who's a bit further down on there. And it feels like a bit of a lottery trying to, nail the right one there. Yeah. But McAllister probably in the last couple of games has shown a little bit more. I think he was the most advanced of the three last time. Actually, it was a four they played in midfield in the last game, but he was the most advanced. So yeah, I think definitely some Argentinian midfield coverage is recommended.
Yeah, I mean, I think I might get McAllister. As I said, it's a bit. I'm not going to remove any of my forwards. I've got Mbappe, Messi, and Alvarez. So I'm not going to remove any of them. So I'm looking at I'm looking at the off chance, a differential goal here or there. Let's have a look at these forwards. So really, it's the third spot we're looking for, really. So shots on target per 90, I've sorted this by. Messi, over 2, Mbappe just behind him, just under 2. They are the top ones. Get them in. Which one do you captain though?
I'm going to go for Messi. I hope I don't have to make the decision and I can nail the Saturday captain and they can get double figures and I can kind of just enjoy the Sunday game without having to pick a captain. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick Messi for this one.
Because in the Sky game, you get a captain each day. So I do have that choice. And I think I will go Messi as well. I think he's the player, no disrespect to Mbappe, but Messi, last World Cup bound to be. And it just, I would just like him to do really well. I think some of the performance I've seen of Mbappe, but some with Messi, I think it was one of the goals with Alvarez where, I mean, he had no right to do the pass to him in the box. He had no right to be there. He had defenders tracking him. He moved around. He cut inside, and then it was an easy pass to Alvarez for that goal, and that was. That alone,
I just think he's just so important to that Argentina attack, isn't he? Whereas with Mbappe, he's obviously a massive player for them.
Yeah.
But there's other players there like Griezmann and Dembele and Giroud, and you could see with Argentina if they score, you expect Messi to either be involved via a goal or an assist, and that happens most of the time with Mbappe too, but there is other players who can step up for them.
Yeah, definitely. So Alvarez is my third of choice. I've got him. I'm not getting rid of him. But Giroud as well, I think is a reasonable option.
He was
really out of those two.
He was a bit unlucky. He was a bit unlucky in the semis because I think his stats were actually probably better than Alvarez's, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, definitely one of those two. I think the problem with Kramaric and Esri on that list is that they get hauled off quite early.
Yeah.
And so that can happen for Giroud in some matches too, but probably not in this one so much. Being such a huge game. So I would definitely pick one of those two to complement Messi and Mbappe.
Okay, so based on all of that, let's have a look at our top 3 picks. You go first. Who are your top 3 picks? And just a reminder as well to press subscribe and like those watching and listening.
Yes, so I've gone number 3, Molina from Argentina. He's 5.5. He's gotten a goal and assist so far. Mm-hmm. I always think watching France play, that left side is the side to get at. It's a little bit more attacking with Hernandez and Mbappe, whereas on the right they play Kouande, who's a centre-back playing at right back, and it seems a bit more defensively secure. So I like that Argentina right side. Only conceded 1 big chance in the tournament so far, so there's a bit of clean sheet potential. Not expecting it, but you never know. And if they play a back 3, it's even better for the full-back because he'll be a wing-back. So I like Molina. Then I've got Ziyech. I fancy Morocco in this one. He's their talisman. Mm-hmm. Most shots, most chances created for Morocco in the tournament so far. So if you think they'll finish strongly, I think he's got a good chance of being involved. And then the top pick is Messi. Yeah, it's a fitting finale for him, isn't it? Best player of the tournament for me so far. And I don't see France being able to control him. I think he'll have some goal involvement on Sunday.
Okay, so with me with my sort of Sky hat on here, but also because I knew you would go for Messi, I've got Mbappe, because I think he is also a great option.
Yeah.
But yes, I prefer Messi to Mbappe, but I think we have to have both of them in this section. But so my defender pick is Otamendi because of those passing, and as you pointed out, Argentina have the better defense. So if there is going to be a clean sheet, it's probably going to be Argentina, and he will get you some points anyway. Ironically, he didn't last week when I also tipped him for the semi-finals, where he just missed out on bonus and also got a yellow card. But I do think, on average, he is a great option for the World Cup, and especially the final. I've gone for Alex McAllister because I'm a Brighton fan. No, also, as the stats show, he's actually the best midfielder to go for. He's the best sort of also ran here. And I've got Mbappe here because I do think he is a great option to have. He's definitely worthy of the captaincy shout if you don't want to go with Messi. But I think we've got some good options there. It's been a great World Cup, actually. I've been really enjoying it. I didn't like it at first because I didn't like the timing of the matches. I was missing a lot and I didn't feel as involved. But now the match is a bit spread out, and then you can sit down over an evening and watch them. And I've got into the not going out to watch. I'll just be watching them at home with the family, and that's actually been quite nice. But it's been too cold to go out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the official FIFA game had so many problems at the beginning. It was very difficult to enjoy it. But as the tournament progressed, it sorted itself out. It's a shame it couldn't have been like this from day one. But it has been a great tournament. There's been upsets. The big players have stepped up. Shame about England, but we go again at the Euros.
Yeah, how are you doing in whereabouts are you in the rankings in the?
I am 744th.
Now that's by percentage wise more impressive than me in the Sky game. Now I'm 165th, which sounds impressive, but there's obviously less people playing the Sky game than the official game. But it is still, I can see lots of familiar names above me and around me. Some have won Sky for the Premier League, so I'm not going to catch them. But it's nice to be, almost amongst them as well. So yeah, as I said, I got Alvarez, Hernandez, and Hakimi in last week for the semi-finals. I'm looking to potentially get Ziyech in for Modric if he's not around. But other than that, I'm probably going to get McAllister in, and I'm going to get another, maybe another Argentina defender, because I've still got John Stones knocking around. So, and then that will help me out.
Yeah, I mean, my position in the game is I think I've got 12 starters, so I've got 3 players who have been knocked out who I can replace. But you actually get 6 free transfers for the final for the official game. Okay. Yeah, so which seems like too much really, but we've got it. And so I will likely wait for lineups, and then I may end up switching out Perisic and players like that, possibly Kouande for France. Yeah, it allows us to get a bit creative. It also allows us to make mistakes because you could take out players who do well, but have a bit of fun in the final couple of rounds.
Yeah, a bit different in Sky. I mean, basically, once they played on the Saturday, that's it. You can rip them up and chuck them away. So, and then just replace them. So, Modric to McAllister, whatever, just looks a good potential move for me. Tom, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for these videos. It's been great getting your insight and running through those stats as well for the World Cup. And I'm sure we'll be back again for the FPL coverage before we know it. But good luck, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for these vids and podcasts, and good luck with the World Cup, and especially good luck if you are an Argentinian or a French fan as well. So good luck to you. Cheers. Thanks,
Joe.